Hey everybody, welcome back to another Iowa Carver beer review, and we are doing from Great Divide out of Denver, Colorado, the Showdown Rye IPA. Yes, it is a rye IPA. I love rye beers in general, whether it's a rye ale or a rye IPA. Um, my favorite one of these is from Sierra Nevada, the Ruthless Rye. That is just, in my opinion, a fantastic beer. I love it. Um, this is a seasonal, and I think this is a new release uh, from Great Divide, but it comes in at about 8.3% alcohol by volume. I don't know what the IBUs are on it. It doesn't say on the bottle. They give a lot of info on their bottle. I like this, but for whatever reason, they did not put um, that on there. This is, bottled around the 1st of July. They put a right on their bottle. Right there, it says bottled on date. And so this is about 3 months old, not quite 3 months yet. So it's fairly fresh, I guess, as IPAs. It's probably, a month and a half to 3 months is where you really want to be, not a whole lot later than 3, 4 months. Not that they're not going to be any good, but the hops do fall out on them. So, and I've had that happen. I know that from my own home brewing that, they only last so long before that hops drop and out of the taste and bitterness and everything else. So anyway, I think we're in the good zone on this one. So let's give it an open. Kind of opening the cap a little easy here because I like to save the caps. Huh. There we go. And let's get her poured here. I'm not going to pour a lot here because I'm gonna pump the bottle and save this to drink later. But what do we got here? Nice kind of a brown orange. Nicely carbonated. You see the carbonation bubbles coming up there. Thin cap of a head. I didn't do an aggressive pour at all on this, so got some nice. It's got some nice lacing, and it works up. Agitating it a bit, works up a nice head. Nice creamy looking frothy head. So let's go ahead and smell it. Yeah, first thing that hits me is the citrusy hops. So I'm not sure what hops they're using on this. They don't publish that on the website, but citrus is what you get a lot of IPAs because of what they're made with. If they're when they're used with the Cascades and the Centennials and there's a bunch of them that's what they produce. They produce piney, uh, citrusy aromas. Get a little bit of a dankness on there. Not really picking up the rye in the, but then again, my nose is a little bit with the cold, so, but some slight sweetness, biscuity. It's a nice looking beer, so let's go ahead and taste it. medium mouthfeel. Full. When I switch it around, I definitely get that some peppery from the rye. And when I say spicy, that's what I pick up is the peppery notes. I don't know what everybody else means by spicy, but and particularly on rye beers, I get the peppery effect, and I definitely get that on this. The hops are, I don't know what the IBUs on this. I'd have to guess that it's maybe in the 50s, 60 range because they're not, this is a fairly fresh bottle. Not uber fresh, but it's, you know, it's, they're not, like boom, you know, but I get a citrus, a little bit of a dankness from it, some pine resiny, um, some bitterness on the back. Um, what doesn't jump out to me is I smelled some biscuity malt, and that doesn't really come through. Yeah, it does. You get the toasty malt. You know, I let this warm up. This was in the refrigerator, and it's probably about 50 degrees or whatever. But get a little bit of the alcohol on this. You can that adds to the bitterness, I think. But for an 8.3, I mean, the alcohol's not totally hidden, but it's really a nice drinking, easy drinking rye IPA. You could get in trouble with it. I could sit and just sip on this for, probably do a couple bottles of these without any problem. But um, when you start putting down the bombers, you can get in trouble real quick. Overall, this is just a really, really a nice um, rye IPA. I like it. I definitely would buy this one again. Uh, Food pairings on something like this, the with the spiciness of the rye and in IPAs in general, they generally go really well with spicy foods. They don't have to be spicy, but the hops work with the spice and a lot of times knock that back a little bit. It's kind of an interesting interaction between on your palate with the spicy food. But in general, you could also enjoy this no problem with a nice uh, steak or any of your grilled meats and that kind of thing. And as far as cheeses, it probably works better more with your more pungent cheeses, even smoky cheeses and things like that. Just it can get expensive, playing with the cheeses, but if you ever have an opportunity, to do that because it's kind of amazing. Finding what works with different beers on the cheese side. It's a lot of fun. You know, I hope to do that about the holiday times. Maybe work that into a review. So I think that would be fun to do. I've done it on a number of times. Just here with a friend or two, and it's a nice exercise and really kind of cool to train your palate or a little bit or just see what different people's palates pick up. So anyway, the Showdown Rye IPA from Great Divide in Denver, Colorado. This is a seasonal release. If you like rye beers, in particular, and you like an IPA, you like the hops, even though this isn't a huge hop forward at all. I think you'll like this. So if you can get it, pick it up, check it out. Thanks again for checking out another Iowa Carver beer review, and we'll be back soon.